So there's a lot of interesting features at the University of Idaho. Tell me a little bit about these stairs to nowhere.
Well, these stairs were the stairs to the original administration building, which burned in 1906. They kind of laid just in ruins for about 30 years or so until alumni decided that they wanted to have some sort of memorial to that. And so in 1932, they were refurbished a little bit, and the marker was set at the top of the stairs as kind of a memorial to the old administration building.
So we have a nice newer administration building. Tell me a little bit about the history of that, what the idea for that, where that came from.
It's actually in some ways kind of involved. It was built in a number of stages. The first stage completed in 1909. The original modeling of the building was actually on the Hampton Court Palace in Britain, which is maybe a little ambitious for northern Idaho, but I think it worked out very nicely. Lots of interesting little tidbits. I would not go into all of them right now, but in special collections at the University of Idaho Library, we have some really interesting resources that I would recommend following up on.
All old buildings have great history. Tell us a little bit about the cats who used to live in the building.
The original janitor, kind of head of facilities, I guess you would say, in the administration building was actually one of the construction workers on the building and was kept on as the janitor, and he kept cats in the basement to keep down the rodents. He also bored holes so that they could go into other parts of the building. At the time, the library was actually in the administration building, and librarians would often come in the morning to find cats sleeping on their desk, sometimes sleeping in newspapers that they had ripped up to make nice little beds, or litter boxes, as the case may be. So yeah, it was a cat-friendly building.
Who's the most famous person that spoke or visited the administration building?
Probably would be Teddy Roosevelt, who came in 1911, and we just celebrated the centenary of that this year. He spoke right out here on the lawn, and he was just right after he had left the presidency, but I would say he would definitely qualify as our most famous visitor.
So the campus clock is located on the administration building. So tell me a little bit about where the tradition or the history of that clock came from.
Well, actually the clock itself was designed by mechanical engineering students in 1911, and they did all of the designs and did the patterns and the molding and everything, and then the actual metal was cast at the Harvester Works downtown in Moscow, and but all of the designs were done by the students.